My name is Abby Johnson, and I spent 8 years working for Planned Parenthood, but today I'm a pro-life activist. When I was in college, Planned Parenthood approached me at a volunteer fair. They talked about helping women in crisis and their commitment to keep abortion safe, legal, and rare. I was convinced to volunteer and later offered a full-time job as a
I'll explain right now that I'm neither pro-life or choice because I do agree that abortion is horrible and does need to be minimized, which is why I only half approve of Planned Parenthood's commitment to keep abortions safe and rare. Keeping abortions safe and rare is still ignoring the fact that there are reasons why teenage girls and women get them. Pro-life doesn't care about those reasons. Also, as many have pointed out over however many years, the Republicans have exposed themselves to not actually be pro-life because they don't care about anybody after their birth. A recent example being that the Republicans not caring about the many COVID deaths.
Medical assistant before my promotion to director of the clinic. I truly believed I was helping women, but things drastically changed in 2009.
No, you weren't helping women at Planned Parenthood, and you aren't helping women with this speech either. Do you even know what the problem is? You would probably answer that abortion is the problem if I asked you personally. No, abortion is not the problem. Abortion is the course of action. The reasons for abortions are the problems. You would probably only argue with me about that though. The conservative position is that abortion is grotesque. Therefore, women are a murderer and abortion needs to be banned. There are no nuances to this issue to the Conservative Party. Yes, abortion is horrific, but women don't get an abortion to murder the baby.
In April, I was awarded Planned Parenthood's Employee of the Year Award and invited to their annual gala where they present the Margaret Sanger Award, named for their founder. And Margaret Sanger was a racist who believed in eugenics. Her goal when founding Planned Parenthood was to eradicate the minority population. Today, almost 80% of Planned Parenthood abortion facilities are strategically located in minority neighborhoods.
Okay, why didn't you research Planned Parenthood prior to working there? This works both ways, too. Did you research the pro-life movement? Did you question people who identify with this movement? You would probably ask, what else is there, ignorantly thinking only life and choice exist. As for Margaret Sanger, I read her Wikipedia page, along with a few articles upon searching the question, is Margaret Sanger racist? The Wikipedia page said she was only about birth control and also worked with black people in Harlem. The few pages I clicked on both said Margaret was all about eugenics. I would have to research deeper to find out. My point is, though, I don't think Abby ever checked any information on the pro-life movement, or even asked anybody involved in it.
And every year, Planned Parenthood celebrates its racist roots by presenting the Margaret Sanger Award. Later in August, my supervisor assigned me a new quota to meet, an abortion quota. I was expected to sell double the abortions performed the previous year. When I pushed back, underscoring Planned Parenthood's public-facing goal of decreasing abortions, I was reprimanded and told, abortion is how we make our money.
More hearsay. I have looked at the Planned Parenthood website, researching for my book about Donald, and this organization has many other services. As for abortions being their main source of income, why do so many call for their defunding if they are for profit? Even if that's true, how does this make a case for the pro-life movement?
But the tipping point came a month later when a physician asked me to assist with an ultrasound-guided abortion. Nothing prepared me for what I saw on the screen. An unborn baby fighting back, desperate to move away from the suction. And I'll never forget what the doctor said next. Beam me up, Scotty. The last thing I saw was a spine twirling around in the mother's womb before succumbing to the force of the suction.
What were you expecting? So, I guess surgery should also be banned, because that's also gory? As for the guy's joke, fair enough, that was inappropriate, unless that was his way of making light of it. Like I say though, I agree that abortion is horrible, but people aren't even trying to minimize abortions, they are only arguing with each other, as the pro-life movement is throwing the stones and provoking. What are you doing, Abby? You're making a national speech on international television, spreading emotional propaganda with your hearsay about Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood, along with your description of the horror that abortion is.
On October 6th, I left the clinic, looking back only to remember why I now advocate so passionately for life. I founded and currently run And Then There Were None, a nonprofit organization that's helped nearly 600 abortion workers transition out of the industry.
They need help out of the industry? Who is holding the gun to their head? I would say the pro-life movement is the one behaving like a mafia.
For most people who consider themselves pro-life, abortion is abstract. They can't even conceive of the barbarity. They don't know about the products of conception room and abortion clinics where infant corpses are pieced back together to ensure nothing remains in the mother's wombs, or that we joked and called it the pieces of children room. You see, for me, abortion is real. I know what it sounds like. I know what abortion smells like. Did you?
Because all surgical procedures smell so nice and perfumey. Such a bullshit statement.
Know abortion even had a smell? I've been the perpetrator to these babies, to these women. And I now support President Trump because he has done more for the unborn than any other president. During his first month in office, he banned federal funds for global health groups that promote abortion.
Because their main source of income is abortions. So, how are the defunding and appointment of pro-life judges helping the unborn? Is that teaching teenagers responsible and safe sex? Is that increasing incomes? What?
That same year, he overturned an Obama-Biden rule that allowed government subsidy of abortion. He appointed a record number of pro-life judges, including 2 Supreme Court justices. And importantly, he announced a new rule protecting the rights of healthcare workers objecting to abortion, many of whom I work with every day. Life.
All of you seem to be forgetting that women actually want an abortion. What do you mean, healthcare workers objecting?
Is a core tenet of who we are as Americans. And this election is a choice between 2 radical anti-life activists and the most pro-life president we have ever had.
You're all making this entirely political and personal, instead of looking at abortion for what it is, both a social and economic problem. Education and psychology have nothing to do with it. Financial problems have nothing to do with it. Your only argument is life. So you want them born only to experience the same shit in their life because the pro-life movement wants rights to object along with legislation against abortion?
That's something that should compel you to action. Go door to door, make calls, talk to your neighbors and friends, and vote on November 3rd. Take action that reelects our president, and do it with our very most vulnerable Americans in mind.
So you're using abortion to encourage everybody out there to get Donald reelected. He's been in office for almost a whole term now. Why hasn't he been able to achieve anything in that time?